Hey, good morning. Happy Friday for those Monday through Friday people. Friday's a good feeling. I remember it. I remember it well. Yeah, let's check this out. Make sure we get our text to speech working. There we go. Video, audio, music. I think we're all good. We're good to go. So here we go. Friday morning, 23 degrees here in Hampstead, Maryland. Feels pretty good. I think this is like a normal winter day, right? We're going to go into the 30s. All good. This week coming up, it's going to be good. Warming up. All right, let's get that in there. Let's begin our journey delivering the bakery goods. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened. We're ready to begin. What are we doing? What are we doing? We are pursuing happiness, people. We're about to go out and pursue some. All right, I do have 3 different deliveries to make today. 2 of them are in the van right now. We got to come back and pick up the 3rd. So we're going to do one loop for Lenny's and Gourmet Girls. The girls, they don't normally get stuff on Friday, but we have a couple of things we need to get to them today. So we've got those 2. Then I'm coming back up to the bakery and then over to What a Day. So it's probably going to be like 2.5 hours today, maybe. Something in that range. We're all powered up. All of our batteries are fully charged. So we have no worries. Oh, I learned something yesterday. I figured something out yesterday. I think I know the next time I stop to get gas, which will probably not be today. I think it'll be tomorrow. Yeah, I think I'll do that tomorrow. But for those regular viewers, you know that when I stop to get gas and I pull under the canopy, not having access to the satellite means that my Starlink drops. So you guys see that spinning circle for a minute or 2 while I'm pumping gas, and then when I come out, the stream comes back to life. But sometimes it doesn't. It usually does, but sometimes it doesn't. That always, concerns me. Like, I don't know how that process is going to go every time I get gas. So that's been bugging me. So I have figured out the steps I need to take so that I can switch the live stream from Starlink connection to the cellular connection. And I tested it out last night a couple times. It seems to work pretty well. You might see a spinning circle for a second, but that, it comes right back. Plus, so there's 2 good things about that. One is I won't be so worried about the stream dropping, and you won't have to stare at either a frozen picture of me pulling into the gas station or just a spinning circle. So that we should have that fixed. But the other, I'm kind of excited that you'll be live while I'm pumping gas, because then I can talk to you while I'm pumping gas, and you can see the best gas station employee. I'm just going to say in the United States, but I think she might be the best gas station employee on the planet. I don't know her name. I probably should, but it's one of those people that you just say hi to. You don't really I haven't formally introduce myself to her, but she's very nice. She always talks to me. She always waves. So I'm gonna. You'll probably see her. Maybe I'll ask her if she wants to get. She wants to say a few words. She's pretty outgoing. She's pretty friendly. She'll probably do it. She's super, super nice. Oh, look, the moon. I don't know if Sawyer's in here yet, but we got a moon straight ahead. Moon. That's pretty cool looking. It's right over the road. It's a sliver. You probably can't see it as well as I can, but I'm sure you see something up there. The love boat promises something for everyone. I have to come up with a song for tomorrow. If anybody has any ideas, please throw them out there. They were talking about it today. So I mentioned that usually when I walk into the bakery, if it's a holiday of some sort, I play a song as I walk through the door. And Wednesday, when I walked in, I played the Love Boat. Today I didn't play a song. I thought, you know what, I don't want to wear it out. It's not actually Valentine's Day yet. So that I'm going to skip a day just to build up the anticipation. But I don't know what song. And they were suggesting some, we had a couple of Captain Tennille's old favorites. Muskrat Love is always a possibility. I don't think I can pass this truck. I made that mistake once before, remember? If anybody was here. Like the merge area here is very short compared to most. But I thought I had more time. That was a nail biter that day. So I have learned my lesson not to try to pass the truck on that traffic circle. And now I've passed that information along to anybody else that might be on this road at some point in time in the future, behind that 18-wheeler. Coffee tastes good today. I would imagine restaurants are going to be pretty crazy tomorrow. I mean, the fact that Valentine's Day is on a Saturday, it's like peak love time. I know a lot of people think it's a silly holiday, but I don't think there's anything wrong with celebrating love, Say that in my, come up with a nice deep radio voice for that. Nothing like celebrating love, ladies and gentlemen. Melting is happening, by the way. I don't know that we're going to get a lot today, but We did get a couple of warm days in there, and it's still covered. Like everything's covered because we had ice on top of it, or like it's kind of crusty. But it's definitely lower. You know what I mean? It's melting down. Getting ready for spring. Spring is coming. Now, this is when everybody, if we got any really fast, eager people, they're going to go flying by us on the right, but I don't see any. So we're going to call this Laid Back Friday. I just confirmed it. This is Laid Back Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody's in a rush today. That's good. That's good. Oh, you know what else? One thing I was going to mention this because I don't know whether people realize it. If you're watching a YouTube channel on your computer, and I don't know how this works on the phone, but if you're watching a YouTube channel on your computer, and you have got a web page open, and you open another tab on that page, so your link to YouTube is still alive. It's just behind another screen at the moment, right? So I do that sometimes if I'm listening to some podcast or something that's on YouTube. But what I didn't realize until not just my most recent test, but when I started testing stuff with this video recording, I've discovered that if you aren't watching the YouTube tab, if it's behind something else, it doesn't think you're watching. Like the person, how when you're looking at YouTube and you see, they've got 2 viewers or they've got 1 viewer or whatever they have, it drops you. You're not a viewer unless you actually have that YouTube channel on top of everything else. It can't be behind another window. At least that's the way it works for me. And I realize this because, as I'm testing, right, to really test it properly, I have to set up a camera and open up a live stream. I usually do it unlisted, and I open up that live stream, and I'm watching it online. But then sometimes, while I'm doing that test, one time I was testing to see how long this battery is going to work on this new phone, as an example. So I was doing other stuff. I had other pages on top. And I looked at my phone as if I was the streamer, which I was, right, at that time. And it said 0 viewers, even though I knew I had the window open. So that's kind of interesting. You can't, in other words, let's say sometimes you want to watch somebody's video and you want to give them credit. I don't know how that works behind the scenes. Even though it says I'm not viewing, does it know I'm really still there? But I'm just not looking. I don't think it's that sophisticated. So what I just said probably doesn't make sense to 95% of people that heard it. And I apologize for that. But the bottom line is, if you're watching a YouTube video, unless you're actually watching it on your computer, if you just got it on, but you're doing other stuff and it's behind, then the person you're watching doesn't even know you're there. Now, in a lot of cases, that doesn't matter because they have 100 people watching them. But it's an interesting fact. Look, you can see our shadow on the back of that truck. You see us? There we go. getting debris. Debris kicked up that truck. Oh, I was wondering why our shadow isn't working. It's because the people behind me are like way behind us now. What happened there? I guess we left early. I wasn't even paying attention to the time. I guess we left the bakery a little before quarter after. Ooh, got a green light. This is good. I'm not even worried. We're definitely going to make this. It's one of the longest lights on planet Earth. In a good way.
Cat.cs2 says, good morning, Craig.
Hey,
Happy Friday the 13th.
good morning.
Day off.
Oh, yeah, it is Friday the 13th, isn't it? Good morning. My day off was very good. Very, very good. Relaxing. Got a few things done. Did a little testing. I think I'm going to be able to maintain the live stream when I get gas the next time. Test that out. I don't really need gas today, so I do that today, but maybe tomorrow. I figured out a way to keep the stream going. So that'll be fun. How was your day off? Or not day? You didn't. How was your day? Slow truck in the fast lane. Slow truck in the fast lane. It's up to me. I got to do what I got to do.
Cat.cs2 says, tiring spending time with family till we all go home on Sunday.
Tiring. Yeah. You kind of have to be on when you're in a group like that. More so than just hanging out.
Cat.cs2 says, I just want to be alone in my own house in my own bed.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Guys been waiting. Oh, it's a Tesla. There you go. That makes sense. He's been waiting to pass. That's why I went ahead of that truck. I was like, this guy's been like,
Cat.cs2 says this phone has better pic quality, I noticed. More
really?
vivid.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. Yeah, thanks for letting me know that. Because it's hard to tell. Yeah, I figured out a way so that I can.
Cat.cs2 says there's a moon.
Yep. Yeah, I knew you'd like that. It is the moon. It's a little sliver. I'm sure there's a name for that.
Cat.cs2 says I really do see it.
Yeah. Is that what we call a crescent? Is that the crescent moon? Which is dangerously close to croissant.
Cat.cs2 says yes, I think so.
Oh, I did bring up on Wednesday, I brought up the subject of taking some videos in the bakery. And I got a very positive reaction. A couple people were like, well, I don't want to get on. I said, don't show my face. I'm like, all right. I don't have to show faces. I mean, not in a. They probably would be okay. They were just being silly. I think the first time I do that, I'll probably do just a video, post a video, instead of trying to do the whole live thing. Because live is a different kind of level, you know. I mean, I could just walk in there, but then it'd be like, surprise! This morning they were boxing up the chocolate-covered strawberries, like putting them in little, like you can buy a little box of. I think she was putting four.
Cat.cs2
4 or
says
5.
it was cool just to be able to see the bakery.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be kind of good. Actually, the funny thing is.
9223 says yo yo.
Hey, good morning. Yo, yo. The reason the topic about filming came up on Wednesday is because the one lady.
Cat.cs2 says Yosef at Sibor 9223. At Mookin C says good morning everyone.
Hey, Mookie.
Just as I entered, Frank yelled, surprise, so I feel like it's a party for me.
Maybe I should just spontaneously say that. No, I was saying that they've given me the okay to do some filming in the bakery sometime if we want to do that. So.
Cat.cs2 says he at Mookin C Mia.
On Wednesday when I came back from the deliveries, the lady that does a lot of the mixing, she works on putting together all the
49223 says what a beautiful morning.
license and the icing and stuff like that. It's very clear. It's a clear day. It's a little cool, but it's like this is what winter is supposed to be like. I think we're 26 degrees. she had put flour in this big bowl. I mean, we have this giant bowl that they mix all the stuff up in. And I think when she turned the mixer on, it was on a higher speed than she expected. So like some of the flour started flying out of the bowl. She had it all. It was pretty common. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? They wanted me to film. This would be perfect. She's like, no, 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 no. Today's deliveries are going to be broken up into 2 trips.
Cat.cs2 says sure does. Doesn't look icy either.
No, we had a couple of days where it was melting a little bit, but it was cold enough yesterday, and it's going to be cold enough today that it's not going to be too bad. Like, I don't think it's melting and making the roads wet, which is good. But when I left the bakery today, the donuts were still being
Team
prepared.
C says, I think a good segment for you to capture live in the bakery is them making a band cookie. Then, you could clip out that segment for a short video on your channel.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. No, you're right. Definitely have to get that. I think the first time I make some videos in there, I'm not going to do it live.
Team C says hello to you at justacat.cs2.
The song is called Denver. Does it sound like Denver? Kind of country. Is there a difference between Western music and country music? Or is it all Western?
Team C says, so where are we on the delivery schedule? At justacat.cs2 says that would make for a great short.
We're about to arrive at the first spot. We're about to get to Lenny's. So we're going to do Lenny's, and then we've got a couple things to drop off at Gourmet Girl. So we've got 2 deliveries, and we're going back to the bakery to pick up the 3rd delivery with the donuts. I should have looked. I didn't see how many donuts they were getting today. They were still working on it. Car. See, that snow is noticeably shorter today. It's still a pretty good pile.
Team C says we have had a few days where the temperature has been in the 40s, but the dense packed snow is sticking around.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same here. We were in the 40s 2 days. I think we were like high 30s and then 40s. But yeah, it's all melted. It's like lower. It's compressed. All right, let's see what we got. All right, I'm going to turn this around. I don't know if you're really going to see much, but let's see what happens if I do this. There we go. That might be better. Now you can see me unload the van. Glenn is in here. See him. Good morning. How are you? Good. This one, the Jewish Times. Hey, good morning. How are you? I'm good. Cookies. Danish. See me? See me? Danish. Woo! It's a little better than just staring at the car.
He says, I think there's a bakery van.
It is a bakery van. Oh.
Kinsey says Cookie Meetup 2026.
All right, let's put you here. All right. I'll be back. Well, you're going to be with me anyway. We'll be back. Let me put it that way. Yeah, I can imagine that if you just sign on and see that picture right now, you're like, what the heck am I looking at? Yeah. A little cooler today, but it's All right, guys, have a good day. See ya. Happy little crew in there today. All right. Lenny's is done. We are ready. Let's put this on. Boop. Down to. Wow, we're early. All right, let's see if they're there. If they're not there, we just wait. The gourmet girls usually get there a little bit before 6. I think they'll be there. Probably only 5 minutes away, though. See, up here are the gym people. This isn't bad. Still got a decent amount of gym people going. So, got to hand it to it. 2026 is off to a good start with these folks. The gourmet girls are getting.
King C says, which do you prefer more? Loading or unloading the van?
Well, loading the van is. That's a good question. Unloading the van is a little more. Put a little more thought into loading the van, right? I mean, if I have like if I had all 3 of the deliveries today, like I'd have to figure out how I want to load it up so that it's convenient, right? I can get to everything I need to get to. Like I don't want to put something behind that I need to for the first delivery if I need it for this. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's unloading's kind of fun too, though, because you're just throwing it on a rack and rolling it through the restaurant. Lenny's has a challenging spot, though. Lenny's has a doorway that goes into the back, like where you're kind of behind the deli and all that stuff. And it's less than an inch wider than the rolling rack. I mean, you have to. It's not easy to get the rack through this little doorway. I mean, I've got it down to a science now, but originally I'm like looking at it thinking this isn't even going to fit, and it just barely does. So that's the challenge of Lenny's. But it's not really a challenge. Figured it out. I kind of taken it at an angle. And when I first started doing this, we didn't have the second rack in the van. So we have a cabinet, which is where I usually put what-a-days, donuts, and all that stuff. So everything that's going to what-a-day, which is usually my last delivery, I put in the cabinet. Then behind that, we have another rack that will hold like 7 trays. And then we've got space to also put boxes or anything else that we need to lay out there. So sometimes, before we had the second rack in the back, it was kind of like challenging to get everything in the van sometimes. Sort of like playing Tetra. You have to move stuff around to make it fit. if you all didn't see, there's a NY gal, NYGAL. She watches occasionally, and I noticed she put a video out last. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday, and she's like zooming in on these donuts. I'm like, what the heck? They were Dunkin' Donuts donuts. That reminds me, I gotta take like a video of my donuts and put them out there. It's a donut war. I have to admit
Listener
that.
207 says, Morning Craig, I've been thinking about the song for tomorrow, maybe something by Elvis Presley like Love Me Tender or Can't Help Falling in Love.
Oh, yeah. They wouldn't think of that one. Hopefully they're not watching. Love Me Tender. I kind of like that. That's good. That's good. I like it. Because I don't want to use one that they've mentioned now. That would spoil the whole surprise. All right, let's see if the door. I know the door's not unlocked. So let me get my camera, my phone.
49223 says, New day, need new coffee. At Mukim C says, what does NY Gal showcase on her channel?
Oh, she has a whole lot of cool stuff. She does a lot of short, like nature stuff. She has one video out there where like 15 deer walk across the road. It's pretty cool. She has a wide variety of things, but a lot of them are here. I'm going to do that as well. A lot of them are like nature. I got two things here. Let's call. Oh, it's unlocked. They're gonna think I'm a burglar. We don't usually come here on Fridays, but apparently they ran out of some pizza. Hey, how are you? Thought I'd stop by on Friday to say hi. Got a key lime pie, gluten-free. They're all gone. There's nobody even there to say goodbye. I don't know where they went. I don't know. You can see the door. You can see. Did you see me waving the door before I got in? All right, there we go. All right, here we go. 2 down, back to the bakery, and then we're off to what a day. The good thing is I don't have anything in the van that I have to worry about, you know? Like nothing's going to shift. the key lime pie was something that they ordered late. That they didn't deliver yet. But and then they're like, well, we sold it. It's sort of like a little pizza. It's not a pizza, but it's kind of, I don't know what the name of it is. It's like a little flat bread kind of thing that sort of has pizza looking stuff on it. You can tell I'm not a professional baker. I think we should ride up Reisterstown Road. This is the road. This is the more of the business road. Could take the highway back, but that's cool. That's not interesting. Doesn't have a good view, especially this time of the day.
He says when you take all of your live stream equipment out of the van after every shift, or does some stay? Does the Starlink equipment detach easily?
I take everything out, and I mean everything is like, I have that video where you see the backpack that I carry with me. Everything fits in there, including the Starlink. But it's really not that much. It's become more. When I started, it was really just all I did was put the phone on the windshield and started driving. That's all I did when I started. But then, then I was like, well, I'm driving through these rural areas and the cell connection wasn't really that good. So I did the Starlink.
Jones 5862 says, "Morning, Craig."
Hey, good morning, Reed. Happy Friday. But it's all very easy to put in the van, to put up and take down. There's not much to it.
CS2 says, "Hi, good morning at Reed Jones 5862.
I'm gonna create a video showing the setup because it really is pretty easy.
5862 says, "Morning, just a cat." At Nuking C says hello. At Reed Jones 5862.
The Starlink attaches to the top of the van by magnets.
Jones 5862 says, "Morning, Nuki."
I can show you the magnets. That's a really easy thing. I just pop that on top of the van. And then I have a wireless Bluetooth speaker that I use for the text to speech. I had to do that because the music, plus to make it louder, but I couldn't play music and have the text to speech on my phone at the same time. I mean, I could, but I couldn't separate the volume for each. So that wasn't working very well. So that's why I did the wireless speaker. But I was taking the wireless speaker with me.
King C says, "Is there a wire that comes from the antenna? If so, how is it routed?"
There is an antenna. Now, there is a cord. If I need to plug the Starlink in, there's a power cable that I can use to plug it into the van. But I only do that if my driving, it's going to be more than 3.5 or 4 hours. So the battery that I have that's part of the Starlink, 3.5, 4 hours live stream. I think it lasts longer than that if you're just doing, like if you were using it in the woods just to have a connection to the internet for email and stuff. I think it, I forget what they said. I think for 6 hours of continuous use. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go. I'm not stopping. Just want to make sure people know, as I drive through. People come in. But yeah, the Starlink is pretty self-contained. So within the little unit, which is about the size of a laptop computer, like a thick laptop computer, that's about. Within that unit, you've got whatever the antenna, I guess, is what you'd call it, that's picking up the satellite. So that's part of it. It's got a router in there, so that's sending the signal. It's like a little self-contained, hotspot, Wi-Fi hotspot kind of thing. And they say that you can pick up the signal from the unit, from the Starlink unit, up to 1,000 feet or something. I mean, it was a pretty good distance you can get away from this thing. And if you're further than that, you can buy, in the unit so that you could be sitting further away. Where you're sitting with your computer. I tried using it in the dash, like putting it in the dash, because you can receive the signal through glass. So there are people on the web that say, hey, just stick this on your dashboard or stick it on the back of the car. But that didn't work for me. It didn't, because there are times if you're driving in certain directions that you're not getting a really clear angle at the satellites. So you can get a signal, and you can, if you're driving in the right direction and everything is lined up properly, it works. But it's not consistent. I think that's the problem that John sometimes has with it. You really have to get a more consistent signal. You have to have it on top of the car.
Team C says the van probably does not have a sunroof.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm going to try that in my car. I haven't done that yet because I didn't buy the suction cups. I only bought, when I bought the frame to put it up on the roof, it came with the magnets. Or it didn't come with the magnets, but that's what I bought because I knew I wanted to do it that way. For me, the suction cups for the van would take longer to unhook and hook back up. Like I literally just put this, you kind of like place it on top of the van and it's stuck there, and then you just pick it up. With the suction cups, you'd have to kind of go around it. There'd be 4 of them, and you'd have to release each one and then lift it up. It would take a couple of minutes, but that was the reason I didn't go that route. The suction cups, though, will work on your sunroof because you can put the suction cups on the top instead of on the bottom. be facing up. So they do have it designed that way so that you can just attach the suction cups and stick it to your sunroof so it's facing up. I want to try that out in my car because that would be kind of cool. And you don't have to worry about, if you're driving or you're parked. I think one of the things, and it is a valid concern, like if you're driving around in an area where you would be concerned that somebody might come along and grab it off the top of your car, they do sell a wire or some kind of metal thing that you can have it so it's sort of locked to your car, but anybody with bolt cutters could really walk away with it. I don't know if a lot of people are going to steal your Starlink though, because you can't use it. I mean, the person, they would only do it if, I guess they do it to sell it, I guess. I don't know how that would work. If you stole it, I wonder, I mean, they're going to know who you are because the unit, if you try to get it. Whoa, buddy, what the heck is that? Welcome to the road. That was ridiculous. See, I always have to remember that I'm in the delivery van, right? Like, you notice how cool I was about that? Like, I don't do anything if I wasn't representing the bakery, I might beep the horn or do something stupid, but I don't do that. Yeah, I don't know how it would work if you stole a Starlink and then you tried to turn it on. I'm sure that the unit is going to be identified when they're trying to add their, set up their account and add their access to the. You have to have an account to access the Starlink satellites. I'm rambling now.
WZ says I'm also careful when I wear my company hat.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to think about that. This road is so. Notice I'm driving, I'm not in the lane because that's silly road work. Yeah, company hats or company shirts and stuff. You don't want to be doing something too crazy. Not that I ever would, but. If we had taken the highway up from Gourmet Girls, this is where we would be coming back onto this road. So basically that highway that we ride down in the morning to make our deliveries runs parallel to the road that we just came up. And this is sort of the top of it. This is also as far, like that. See that bus that's over there on the right hand side there? That's as far as the bus line goes. So that bus will head down to, like, it connects to the subway system, and Basically that is the furthest connection to the metro system for Baltimore. As we ride out here, we're still in Baltimore County here, but when we get out to Carroll County, they're not big on mass transportation. They have a few little buses that ride around. I wouldn't call it rush hour traffic, but it's getting close to rush hour traffic on the left-hand side they're going south. South to Bolton.
Double Hazy says I didn't get a great look, but I saw a Baltimore County school bus yesterday and I didn't see a flashing light on top.
Yeah, I don't think they have them. I guess that's a Carroll County thing. It's weird. I guess it's not a statewide thing. I don't understand that.
Team C says looks like a good time and a good direction to travel for you.
Yeah, this is the good time to go north. That's the one good thing about the timing on these deliveries is that I get down there and make those drop off at those two locations before the traffic gets crazy down there. Because it doesn't take long. 6:12 now. Like by 6:30, 7 o'clock, it's starting to get pretty heavy down there. That's why, actually, Bob left the bakery maybe 10 minutes before I left, and he's headed to I guess it's southwest corner of Baltimore, to go to a restaurant, get a restaurant depot to pick up supplies and things. And he won't be back yet. I mean, he'll be, he's now today. I don't know if he might beat us back to the bakery today because we've got to make the second trip for the donuts. So it takes a little bit longer. I don't know. Depends. He can get caught up in traffic though. Because he's going the direction that he's going. Once he gets down to Baltimore, is pretty. The traffic can get pretty heavy. go to the right, apparently. I'm feeling that this truck wants to make a right-hand turn, maybe. No, maybe not. This license plate says farm. So when I get up here at the bakery, I will leave the stream going. Probably take me about 5 minutes, run in there and get the invoice written up for what a day, and then load up the van. We haven't had room over there for a while. Normally you could pass this truck, but you can't because of the snow. I might have been able to, actually, in hindsight. That truck, well, but the truck's mirrors stick way out. You probably couldn't have gotten by. Seven-Eleven. You know, I was thinking the other day, somebody in one of the live streams asked what 7-Eleven was. I think it was probably somebody from another country. But I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, I would imagine everybody in the United States knows what 7-Eleven is. Which made me think about how long they've been around. They've survived a lot. Oh, I think it was, yeah, I remember now. John was picking up something from a 7-Eleven, DoorDash, and they bought, it was firewood and something else. They bought firewood from 7-Eleven.
Team C says, was that when John was picking up some firewood?
Yeah,
At justacat.cs2 says, how about that song from the cartoon? Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. Doop to doop tut.
oh yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good one too. Uh, when they were talking about Atkins Neal, I suggested Muskrat Love. That is one of the silliest songs I've ever heard, though. It's cute, but it's very silly. Susie and Sam? Is it Sam? Is Sam the muskrat? Susie? I think it is. And don't they have little muskrat noises in that song, too?
Justacat.cs2 says, muskrat love.
Like, I'm assuming a muskrat is a real animal, but how come you never see them? Where do they live? When I get back to the bakery, I'm going to tell them
Team
this.
C says the song is even more silly because they use the muskrat noise. Yes.
Yeah. I think when I get back to the bakery, I'm going to tell them that I almost hit a muskrat. I mean, I'll come in and sometimes say, oh, I almost hit a rabbit, or oh, we almost hit a deer.
Justacat.cs2 says, I'm looking it up, lol.
Yeah, find out where muskrats live. I might have to add that to my bucket list. I want to see a muskrat in the wild. I don't want a zoo muskrat. I want a wild muskrat.
Q7L says they live around creeks and pond dams. They burrow under the bank.
So they hide a lot. Well, I might have to go out hunting a muskrat. Get ready for that live stream. Search for the elusive muskrat. Oh,
Q7L says that is down here in NC.
oh, so muskrats live in
Ways Double Hazy says it was Sam and Susie, by the way.
Sam and Susie. Okay, I got that right? Didn't I say that? Sam and Susie. Sam and Susie, the little muskrat couple. I don't even know what they look like. There's so much I gotta learn about muskrats.
Ways Double Hazy says yes, you were right.
Like muskrat love.
Bearcat.cs2 says doing the jitterbug in a muskrat shimmy.
Like, where do they come up with the words for that song? It's insane. Sounds like
Demon-Q7L says like groundhogs they burrow in the ground. Like a big rat with big teeth. At Cameron's Ways Double Hazy says now you're going to get a copyright strike for singing.
Like a big rat. I don't know. I don't think it was recognizable. All right, here we go. Here we go. Come on.
Team C says this sounds like you need to bring back your own version of Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom and search for the elusive muskrat.
Yeah, remember
At
that
Cameron's
show?
Ways Double Hazy says so maybe you'll be sued by Captain and Tennille.
Well, one of them's dead, right? Didn't one of them die? Did Captain die? Somebody's dead. All right, I'm gonna head into the bakery now. Leave you here. Watch the band. Pretty safe here, though. I don't think we really have to worry about anybody. Lights off. All right.
Because now you're going to command of muskrats are with us. Happy may will get it must be like people addicted to video.
Load it up. Have like a little special delivery. We got a few on me. Forgot you were saying. Just miking up. Just miking up. Whoops.
At Cameron's Voice Double Hazy says the captain died in 2019. Tennille is still alive, though it is unclear if she has performed any additional rodent-based songs.
Aw. They got divorced though, didn't they? Before he died? I think they got divorced. You would think I was. I've got too many shirts on. It's between my shirts. This is the only thing about this microphone. If anybody this way. I can't get to it. Look. All right, so it went down somewhere between all these shirts, right? It's not underneath this one.
Exusticat.cst says Odin Base.
I have like 3 shirts on. This is ridiculous. All right, no, I can't do this. The microphone is super small, which normally is very good. This is the craziest thing. I can feel it between my shirt. There it is. Oh my god. Oh my god. I got it. All right. Let's try this again. I'm sorry for any audio disturbance. See, here's the thing. Watch. This is what you got to do. I got to like make sure that I'm on my outermost shirt, right? There it is. See how small it is? There you go. See that? Whew. It looks easy, guys, but it's not easy. This is not easy. All right, let's go. Here we go. So when we get to what today, I'm going to show you these donuts because they've got all kinds of little happy Valentine's Day stuff on them. Very good. I was. And oh, you want to hear another funny thing? Hold on. I'll speaker. Turn the speaker back on because when I went into the bakery, I had the microphone was still in the van, so I didn't. You couldn't hear me. But when I went into the bakery, the phone that's in my pocket, which is the phone that's used for the voice to text. I mean the text to voice. So I had that phone in my pocket when I'm sitting in the bakery writing up the invoice. Because I was too far away from the Bluetooth speaker, it reverted back to the phone. Here, I heard what you were typing while I was sitting in the bakery, which was funny. Like all of a sudden, she comes on, and I think Sawyer used something about the music being soothing, like Sunday or something. There were a couple things. You guys said a couple of things, and I'm sitting there writing the invoice up, listening to your conversation. All right, the sun is starting to come up before 7 o'clock, which is kind of cool. I like that. Yeah, I was kind of rough. I don't know what it is about this little magnet. When I was making a video to start, I think it was the last video I made, but when I was doing
QC
that,
says, I'm glad we were not talking bad about you while you were away like we usually do.
I know, imagine, I could hear it. It's a good thing to know that I can do that. But
At Mount Cayman-Q7L says here in NC you can tell how good the animal population is by how many you see hit in the road.
That's true. Oh, and I did say that when I walked in the bakery, I told Jennifer that I almost hit a muskrat. She thought that was quite comical, but oh, goodness. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, but so when I was making that video about the Starlink, I was holding the Starlink too close to my shirt and it attached to the magnet because the magnet on the Starlink is really, really good. So it stuck to it stuck to my microphone, pulled the microphone off my shirt, and then the magnet that was holding the microphone on slipped down off of my shirt. Now I didn't have that shirt tucked in, so I was expecting to see it on the floor. I was trying to figure out where it went. I already checked all through I was feeling my shirt. It wasn't anywhere in my shirt. It took me, well, I don't think I did find it, actually. I struggled trying to find that magnet for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. It was a long time. I cut it out of the video. I couldn't do the whole thing on the video because nobody would sit there and watch me struggle to try to find the magnet for 5 minutes. But so I just grabbed the magnet from the other microphone and used that. But I did finally find it. It was attached to my belt buckle. But it's so small, it's ridiculous. So now I had that happen again. I'm very paranoid about it. It's so small, kind of, and it just slips out of your fingers very easily. Oh well. I mean, I don't want a big mic because I don't want this giant thing hanging on my shirt.
Q7L says used to be rabbits, raccoons, and possums. Then beavers and deer. Now skunks. But you did find it. At Cameron's Ways Double Hazy says, are Bob and Jen aware they can follow your progress on the live stream?
I think they know that they can, but I don't think they ever do. Like, when there have been things happen, like remember that time? I think the only time they watched me was there's a road, we just came off of it. That very first road, when I leave the bakery, there's a house on that road that was on fire. And when I left the bakery and went by the house, everything was fine. When I was coming back, that road was blocked off. They wouldn't even let me make a turn on that road. So I had to go around a different way. And I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. And I saw these fire engines, and they were watching me that time. I think that was before they figured out that you have to have a YouTube channel set up for yourself in order to chat. I believe that's true, right? Does everybody agree with that? Like, if you just go into YouTube and you haven't set up a profile for yourself, you can't chat. So there are times, so I think a lot of people, when they go through YouTube, they may not have an account. That's what makes me think, like, when you see a live stream that has like 100 people, there's a percentage of those people that can't even chat, even if they think they want to. You know what I mean? They have to set up a channel. But yeah, that was the only time I know that they watched me, because they were trying to figure out. I think they were wondering whether I was going to be able to drive by the house, but I couldn't. They had that whole road closed off. God, the Christmas stuff. Christmas stuff is up. But I like the microphone. I do have one of those little fuzzy dead cat things. The only reason I don't put it on while I'm wearing the mic is because, like, when I'm walking through the restaurants, I don't want to like stand out like, yeah, I'm walking through the microphone on. I probably should.
Cameron's Ways Double Hazy says, time to head to school. Safe driving out there.
Yes, it is that time. Thank you. You do the same. Safe trip into Reisterstown.
Instacat.cs2 says, have a good day, Cameron.
I was using Chat GPT yesterday.
Team C says, take care. At Cameron's Ways Double Hazy.
I was using Chat GPT yesterday, and because I was asking it about how to, earlier I mentioned that I figured out how to switch from the Starlink connection to a cellular connection and maintain the stream. I think I know how to do that now. I'm not going to guess today, although I could. But I think I know how I'm going to be able to switch over to cellular when I go under the canopy at the gas station. Or really anytime. Anytime I know I might be with Starlink, you just have to have that direct link to the sky. If I know I'm not going to have that, like let's say I'm driving into a parking garage or something, and I know that I'm going to be doing that, I could switch. I think you need to do it ahead of time. But before you get there, if you switch over to cellular, I think it would maintain the connection because the cellular connection's fine in that location. So I was trying to figure out how to do that, and I asked ChatGPT, and it came back with, if you ask it the questions correctly, you kind of have to know sort of what you're talking about. You can't, if you have no clue and you go in, you're going to have a tough time with AI. But if you kind of have an idea what you're trying to figure out, and you ask it very specifically what you want, I mean, you can always go back and tweak it.
Somehow bind the connection signal.
Do you say bind it? There is another thing I can do. And that might be what you're talking about. There is something you can do that will automate the switching back and forth. But it doesn't automatically switch right now. And I think that's because when you lose the Starlink connection, it's not like you're losing connection to the Wi-Fi. You're still, the phone is still connected to the Starlink, but the Starlink doesn't have the signal from the satellite. So I think the phone still kind of thinks, hey, we still got this connection to Starlink. I think we're good, although you're really not. But it doesn't.
Sean White says, good morning.
Good morning, Sean. But I think if I turn the Wi-Fi off and then connect it to my cellular hotspot, I think that's going to work. I'm going to try that out. I was testing it yesterday. But when I was talking to ChatGPT, the thing that, and maybe ChatGPT talks to everybody like this. I'm assuming that it does. But it talks to you like,
Team C says, hello there. At Sean White.
It talks to you like you're super smart. You know what I mean? Like, hey, that's a great idea. Yeah, you're really getting this. You know what I mean? It's like a little bit of a
9820 says, good morning, Craig.
Cheerleader. Hey, Angela,
At
how are you
Sean
doing?
White says, hello, everyone.
Everybody's climbing in the van. Please fasten your seatbelts for safety. But I just feel like ChatGPT, I don't know how to describe that, but it definitely butters you up as you're talking. It talks to you like, yeah, you're doing great. That's a great idea, Craig. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, It's almost a little too thick. You know, it lays it on a little too thick.
Sean White says, really, you are trapping us in the van again, LMAO.
Yeah.
At Angelasmith9820 says, could you just getting ready to go to work? Can you all please and thank you keep BC in your prayers.
Keep who in our prayers? I didn't hear the beginning of that, Angela. I mean, I didn't hear a name.
At Sean White says, BC. BC says, Chat GPT, the cheerleader or pep squad captain.
Ah, it is. I think you could tell it to, you know, ease up a little bit on that. But then again, I don't really want it to. I kind of like it, I guess. Most of the time, I just roll my eyes. It's like, oh, really?
Angelasmith9820 says, keep British Columbia in your prayers. There was a mass shooting in a school.
Oh, I had not heard of that. Wasn't there, wasn't there something a couple days ago? I don't know where that was. I thought that was up in Canada somewhere. It's not good out there. Not good.
Angelasmith9820 says, yes, that was in British Columbia. At Sean White says, yeah, that what she is talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I did hear about that. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Like I get sucked into that uh, kidnapping situation. I don't know what to think about that. I was pretty convinced that they were people making up like I'm sure they were getting the ransom notes and stuff, but I thought originally that was probably somebody.
Angelasmith9820 says it takes 5.5 hours to get from Vancouver to Boston if you fly.
Why? That's a long time. That's like across the country. I think it's 5 or 6 hours across the country, from Boston to the West Coast. Boston. I remember Boston is like a 6 hour train ride on the Acela. We used to take the Acela train, Baltimore to New York all the time. Its most southern station was Washington, D.C., and the most northern one was Boston. For that line, for that. That was a pretty fast train. I mean, not like the bullet train or anything, but it was pretty fast train.
Sean White says Boston is 2 hours cell detention.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, as far as the math goes, because it was probably about three. I think it was about a 3 hour ride from Baltimore.
At off, Sean White says a 3-hour tour with Gilligan.
3 hour tour. Professor and Marianne. You know, the TV shows back in those days, they used to try to teach you something. You know, like you were supposed to walk away, like the Brady Bunch. There was always a theme to the show, like a lesson you were supposed to learn. I don't remember what the lesson was, but I still think I am. Marcia, Marcia, Marcia. They were all like that. Leave it to Beaver. Hazel. Hazel was a good one. Guys are not even going to know what I'm talking about. I went through a period when I was little. I mean, you know, probably lasted 6 months or something, but I was really into Hazel. I don't know why I liked Hazel. I remember pretending I was sick one time so that I could stay at home, lay on the sofa and watch Hazel. That's so stupid. But that was really, I remember that. That was like one of my childhood memories is laying on the sofa watching Hazel, and I had pretended to be sick. And the thing is, as an adult, I never called it sick, ever. Like my working life, I never called it sick. But, and I had pretty good attendance in school later, but in elementary school, that day, man, I needed to see Hazel. I think it's because, you know what probably I liked about it? You know, my last name begins with a B, right? So my mom would sometimes, I don't know, I think she'd call me Mr. B. You know, like she probably called any of my brothers Mr. B. Get over here, Mr. B. And that's what.
Team C says Hazel starring Shirley Booth.
Yeah, and I think Hazel called her, the guy that she worked for, wasn't he Mr. B? Didn't she call him Mr. B sometimes? Maybe that's why I liked her so much, because it made me think of my mom, who was right there. Like, I didn't need to be reminded of my mom. But anyway, Mr. B. I can hear her saying it in my head right now. Memories like the corners of a misty watercolored memories of the world.
C says George Baxter is a partner in the law firm of Butterworth, Hatch, Nolan Baxter. Hazel calls him Mr. B.
Mr. B, there you go. See? So many of those shows are really kind of the same, but they always had that wholesome lesson that you need to learn.
Team C says staying home to watch Bewitched is acceptable. Hazel, not so much.
Bewitched was good too. I like Bewitched. I don't know why. I mean, over time, I probably watched Bewitched more than Hazel, but the Hazel thing stuck in my mind. I guess it was because I called it sick. I mean, called it sick because I pretended to be sick. And you know what? Actually, there's another twist to that story. I didn't pretend to be sick like and not go to school at all. Like, let's say Hazel came on at like 10 o'clock. I timed it. That's what was so funny about it. I timed it so that I would like pretend to be sick. I went to school and then I pretended to be sick and I timed it out so that I could pretend to be sick. I'd go to the nurse's office. She'd be like, oh, okay, Craig's sick today, blah, 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 blah. She told my mom. My mom would have to come pick me up. And then I timed it so that I would be home in time to be on the sofa to watch Hazel. That's why, maybe that's why it's stuck in my head, because it was actually a very elaborate plan. I didn't make it simple. It would have been simple to just pretend that I was sick.
Please do not share the Hazel story with John or his chat.
Okay, I won't. I couldn't. It would be too much to type. See, I can't when I'm John's chat. I have to type everything, so it really holds me back sometimes. And you can tell if I'm like excited and I want to get an idea out really fast. That's when my typing gets totally out of whack. I miss letters and stuff. Fortunately, it's usually something you can figure out, but hopefully John won't watch this part because he'll bring up the Hazel thing if he does. Well, at least I don't mute and forget that I muted. You know, oh, look, she's right. Wow, look at that. She just opened the door already. I don't even have to think about it. All right, let's get this delivery out. Oh, let me bring you over here. I got to show you. Oh, wait. Hold on. some special donuts today. Why they did that? They had 33 donuts that they wanted separated. We got donut segregation going on here. All right, let me get the camera. I'll show you. Maybe I'll take a clip of this and put it in New York gals. So there's, we've got like 33 donuts down there that somebody will check it out. See that? Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Look, I'm doing this because I'm going to take a clip. They're Fruit Loops, by the way. Oreos. Yeah, dog. Here, let's see. M&M's. But if you look at NY Gals, I think it's a recent short or a recent video. Must be a short. No, these are kind of plain. People like them, but they're plain. Be my Valentine. This one has sort of a country theme looking. I don't know. It's like a picnic tables. Oh, before I go, look at these. See, I'm very impressed by the amount of cream we put in those donuts, right? Isn't that something? Nobody gives you that much cream. For Tuco's, we do. All right.
Calories.
Yeah, we don't talk about the calorie count, okay? All right, are we good there? Anyway. Sure they're in there going, why is it taking so long to deliver the donuts? I took the tray out there. I don't know what he's doing with it. Let's roll these in. Lots of people in here today. Good morning. How are you? I'm good. There are separate. Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Morning. Busy place this morning. Okay, here we go. Delivery's done. Look at all these cars. This place is hopping. I mean, this is a little bit later than I normally get here. A little bit, not a lot. They must have heard the donuts were coming. See, this is more like it. I like sun to be up, at least for the end. Oh, we got a speed trap. Speed trap.
Marfredo says hi from France.
Hey, Jean, how are you? Good morning, or good afternoon for you, I think. Happy Friday to everyone. Whoa, 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 what the heck?
Dash Marfredo says yes, it's lunch now for 2 hours.
Nice. Got the weekend coming up. For any 9 to 5ers, it's a big day. So I'm going to take those shots I took of the donut. So I'm going to make a little short video, post it, because I'm declaring a donut war with NY Gal. Try to tantalize us with, I believe they're crawlers. That's the name of those donuts. Now we don't make them. I have to admit, they're one of my favorite donuts, actually. Light, but it's very light, fluffy kind of donut. But they were clearly Dunkin' Donuts, and that just, we can't have that. Isn't this that truck that passed me? Bet he's a little frustrated right now. Do you think he's going to pass? If he gets the chance, do you think he's going to pass these cars? This road doesn't give you a lot of opportunity. But when it does, especially this time of day.
Demon-Q7L says yes.
You think he's going to try? But see, you don't really get a lot of opportunity. And then when you do have the opportunity, as far as legally to do it, now you got so much traffic coming the other way in the morning. It's hard. Oh, there's a raccoon on the road. Mountain Man's still here. I heard him mention this morning the animals that he sees. I don't ever. Here's kind of a weird thing. I don't ever see a skunk in the road, but I smell it. You know what I mean? You can tell if a skunk has been hit by a car because for like a mile in either direction, you can still smell it. But I don't really recall seeing them like laying on the road. Like you see, maybe they just look like another animal.
Demon-Q7L says yeah.
Oh, there he is. There he is. I mean, they're like black, right? I think their fur is all black. You can definitely spot a raccoon. Fox are easy to spot.
Cat.cs2 says I think when they're squished they blend with the road, maybe.
Yeah. The black fur just kind of blends in with the asphalt. Could be. Could be.
Demon-Q7L says we didn't until about a year ago. Now all over the place.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're getting the same thing. Skunks must be getting getting excited. Skunks are having fun, okay? Skunks are having fun. They've been talking to the rabbits. Supposedly raccoons are getting friendlier.
Cat.cs2 says at Mount Demon-Q7L is there any use for their furs?
Skunk fur? You better wash it good. I think a skunk fur would be good. I think it's a very shiny black color. I think you probably could be used. And they kind of have a fluffy tail. Get a skunk hat. There's probably such a thing as a skunk hat.
Q7L says I have hunted for 60 years and never seen one in the woods. The mountain men made caps out of them.
Yeah, see that? I was on to something there. Yeah, I don't see them running around, but I certainly do smell them occasionally.
Cat.cs2 says wow. At Mountainman-Q7L says don't know anyone who does. At Mountainman-Q7L says usually a nighttime animal.
Oh. Yeah, you really, they're so dark. Their fur is so dark. Like raccoons, they're all out at night. They are supposed to be getting friendlier, though. Has any, has anybody heard that? I heard a report that raccoons are like they're starting to evolve into a more friendly animal. And the person that was reporting this story was talking like in the future it could be almost like dogs. Like you could have them as pets. I always thought they were very aggressive and kind of mean, but apparently they've been checking out what the dogs have it going on, and they're like, hey, all we have to do is be nice, and they'll like feed us and give us all kinds of stuff. Maybe they're jealous of the dogs. And don't they have like hands? So that would.
Q7L says dark with a white or blonde the stripe down the back.
Remember that guy a couple years ago that had a squirrel, and the government came and killed it? Remember that? What was that guy?
Cat.cs2 says like Emily.
I know. Emily looks nice. She's a little skittish. I always think it's funny when like there must be a noise or something that happens. But remember the squirrel? The squirrel had a name. You guys know what I'm talking about? It was some guy, and I think he was a YouTube person or something. And it was a big controversy because they killed the squirrel.
Q7L says couple of years ago dog got skunked in my yard.
Oh, that could be bad. That would be kind of stinky. Is it true that like if you bathe yourself in tomato juice or something, isn't that Is that the way to get rid of the smell?
Containment-Q7L says bad for 6 weeks.
Ooh. That's really bad. I hate it when sometimes AJ, I guess it's in the spring. There's some kind of grass. We got an emergency vehicle. We got an emergency vehicle here.
C says Peanut the squirrel.
That was it, Peanut. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the one. Poor Peanut. He was very domesticated. I know. It killed him.
Containment-Q7L says tomato juice doesn't always work. Dawn works better. At justacat.cs2 says yes.
Dawn is like a miracle cleanser. I've learned recently too that Dawn is a lot better than other detergents. Like that's what I use for my dishes, Dawn. But for whatever reason, I bought Palmolive, and it is noticeably less sudsy. I'm not sponsored by Dawn, by the way. Certainly not sponsored by Palmolive. But no, I do like Dawn. Dawn's where it's at.
Containment-Q7L says skunk sense is greasy.
All right, I'm thinking about
Team C says Delta Dawn. What's that flower you have on?
Delta Dawn. What's that flower you have on? Could it be? All right, guys. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try an experiment.
Cat.cs2 says SoCal squirrels are turning carnivorous now. They eat frogs and mice and other stuff.
Let's go in here. All right. We're not going to Lowe's, but I'm gonna do this experiment and see if I can maintain the stream during my gas. All right, my gassing up. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn on my hotspot.
Q7L says here we go. So
we're gonna test this out because I want to get gas. So I am. Make sure I'm not going to break anything here. So I'm going to turn on my hotspot on my cellular phone. Do that. Gosh, where's the hotspot? I don't want to be connected to that. The first thing I have to do is bear with me. Just bear with me. It's the first time I did this last night, but now I got to remember the steps I went through. First, I want to turn on this hotspot. Where the heck is my hotspot? Connections. Here we go, mobile hotspot. Turn it on. Let's turn off the Wi-Fi. Turn off the Wi-Fi. I was going to do this tomorrow. Otherwise, I would have written it down. Wi-Fi off. Okay. So now my phone is on the cell connection. And the hotspot is on. I'm going to turn off. Just in case this crashes. I said I was going to show you guys this. So basically, that's the Starlink. And this right here is the battery, right? Like that's connected to it. That's not actually part of the Starlink, but that's the battery that's part of the unit. So I'm going to turn this off. And hopefully the phone, hold this for a second. Hopefully the phone will switch over. It's got to connect to my phone. It's connected to my phone. Let me know. Let me know. Is it working? I think it's working.
Justacat.cs2 says yay it works again. At Justacat.cs2 says I hear you.
Oh, good, good, good. Okay. All right, we could probably make that happen a little faster. I got to figure out the steps to make that as smooth as possible. There's always going to be a minute. There's always going to be well, maybe not a whole minute, but there's always going to be a quick gap. But you can see me now, right? Can you see me now? Can you see me now? All right, here we go. You might actually get to hang out at the gas station. We'll get that to work better.
Justacat.cs2 says it was fairly quick.
That's good. I mean, there's always going to be a second, but like
Justacat.cs2 says it's blurry.
All right, well, it's going to be. I think because it's a cell collect, the cell is going to be a little less powerful. What do you think? Can you still see? See, you'd never got here before, ever. All right, you're going to get some gas.
CS2 says yeah. Thanks and nice work, Craig.
All right, check it out. We're at the gas station. We fall over to the gas pump. Check it out. We're getting 246 today. It's not bad. Excellent. See, their advertised price is 261, but I get 15 cents off of that. Yeah, you guys never made it here. So we'll drive around in. Let's get back in here. All right, so now I know I can get to the gas station. I like it. It's right in their face this morning. The lady next to me, like, pointed over. I didn't close the pump. I was so excited. I didn't close my gas tank. Let's pretend that didn't happen, okay? Just pretend. All right. Sun is bright. We're in full tank of gas. That worked. I like it. So here's what I'm going to do. Just because this was our test day, I'm going to leave it as a cell connection, which means it's a very dirty window over there. Which means some of the section between here and the bakery, we're almost back to the, not almost, we're like 10 or 15 minutes away from the bakery. So I'm just going to leave it on the cell for this. Actually, this will be a good, I haven't tried just using the cell phone for a while. So let's see how the connection is for that. I think it might get a little pixely, but we'll see. We'll say connected. It just might lose some of its clarity. That's sort of why I got the Starlink to begin with, because some of these roads didn't have the coverage you need. Wow, so that does work.
Stacat.cs2 says kind of blows.
Kind of blows. You mean the cell phone?
Stacat.cs2 says LOL.
Wow, very green, wasn't it? No, this is good. The way I sort of envision it is, for a while, I'm going to do it manually for a while. Because I don't stop to get gas every day anyway. But when I do stop to get gas, I'm going to manually switch it over. And depending on what this looks like on our trip home, if this really breaks up a lot using the cell, I might switch it back to Starlink. If this is okay, like if we go from the gas station back to the bakery and the video looks okay for the whole ride, then I might just leave it that way, like when we go back. It doesn't hurt anything. But the other thing about, I noticed with a cell connection, the audio and the video kind of break up at different levels at different times.
Justicat.cs2 says K.
You know, sometimes the audio gets really wacky too. There are pros and cons to both, right? Like the Starlink gets quirky if you're in a thick wooded area. Oh, you know what? I'm sitting here wondering how I'm getting the music. Because the music is a separate phone that was connected to the Starlink. And the Starlink is off. So how am I getting this music? I think the music is going to stop. I didn't think about that. I think the music buffers for a while, right? Like I've noticed that when I'm getting gas, even when I'm getting gas and the video breaks, we lose the connection usually. In the past, the music would still go. So music must load up a bunch of, you know, I don't know what you'd call that. Preloaded. Like it's sitting there in your phone waiting. I don't know. I'm not going to be surprised if the music stops. I'm more surprised that it's playing. Very bright and sunny today, that's for sure. Look, this guy up here. Right behind me. This guy, I think he needs to. I think we need to take down the Christmas decorations. What a nightmare, right? Try to take all that stuff down. I mean, it's fun, and I think it's great that people do that. But man, that's a lot of work. And the thing I always think about the fact that like they're not blow up Christmas decorations. They are, you know, solid plastic. I don't know where he stores all that stuff. It's not like it's going to fold up or collapse into a box. How's this? Has the video been blotchy, or has it been pretty clear? This is like my favorite view of the ride normally. I love coming up this hill. You know, I mean, this is somebody did a burnout.
Sticat.cs2 says a lot blotchy.
Yeah, I thought it might be. Might clear up a little bit now, but that was what I the reason I got Starlink. I think if I was riding around in town or closer to a town, I would have it.
Sticat.cs2 says it's fine when you're at a stop.
Yeah. Yeah, when I get closer to a town. It's kind of funny. I guess it's just because it requires so much more power, bandwidth, or whatever you call it, to do a live stream.
Team C says it's like I'm watching someone explore on Minecraft. Sticat.cs2 says LOL.
Yeah, I think what I need to do is, and I'll get faster at that, right? Like what I think is I'll switch it over. When I get gas, I'll switch it over to cellular, pump the gas, and then switch it back to Starlink. There are ways to have that happen automatically, I believe. So that'll be the next level. When I was talking to Chat GPT, she was very excited about the fact that I was learning how to do this. Craig, you're really. And then she mentioned that if you want to take this to the next level, and she mentioned a few different software applications that will, I think you used the word earlier, blend it, I guess is blending the right word? Basically, it will automatically switch over from the Starlink connection to the cellular connection when it notices that the Starlink connection has dropped. Right now, the phone by itself isn't smart enough to do that. And I kind of understand why, but I'm going to do it manually for a little while and see if it works out well. And if it does, then I'll figure out how to automate it. This is the house, by the way. Remember when I told you there was a house on fire? It's the house up here on the right. It was on fire. And it's completely burned. I mean, they're going to have to tear it down. It's not repairable.
Mark says it's a 80s computer game.
It's the sun feels good on those cows. It's got a black coat on right now. Feel pretty good.
Daily 582 says lol Mookie.
Is that John? John! Is that you? I'm not using my Starlink. Can you tell?
Daily 582 says it was me.
It is you. I experimented with switching from Starlink to cellular so that I could go to the gas station and keep the live streaming. And it worked, but then I didn't switch it back
Daily
afterwards.
582 says yay, looks like we need to go back to Starlink.
Oh yeah, Starlink is definitely the thing. You gotta do Starlink. Is it still yucky? We should have a signal now. Are you telling me we? Oh, you know what though? I'm using a hotspot, so it probably isn't a very strong. Even if the signal's okay, I bet you're connected through my other phone. Like I don't have cellular on this phone. I bet that's what it is. Like, is it clear now? Let me look at it. There's Sean. I see Sean driving. Everyone wants to see backed up, messy traffic. You goes OG Sean White. I'm looking at him right now. That's a mess.
466 an hour.
There he is here.
I'll tell you this, Tom. I do 99% shopping orders.
Is this copyright? Is this a copyright violation? Can you guys still hear me?
So I have shop and deliver on. I use the red card, and it seems to me that DoorDash sends me
Look,
a majority of my offers are shopping orders.
I'm live streaming.
I'm a pro shopper.
OG Sean.
So being a pro shopper, you get higher paying offers. If you know the grocery store, you can get.
Did you all hear that?
Quickly.
All right.
I also have a good relationship with one of the grocery stores I go to. For example, last night I was waiting in line for a good 5 minutes.
All right. All right, guys.
Driven Daily 582 says lol.
Yeah, somebody's got to tell Sean that I was live streaming him. If he wants to do a copyright claim against me, I'll have to remove that part from my stream. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm gonna get running. It was fun. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging in there during my my test run. I think I know. Here's what I learned from that test run. I will switch from the Starlink to the cellular. I'll go to the gas station, pump the gas, and then when I'm done, I'll switch back to the Starlink. Because the cellular coverage, even though it's pretty good, and it probably does get me, it used to, it gets me from the gas station back to the bakery without any major problems. I think it's weaker because you're only accessing it through a hotspot. It's not like cellular directly on the phone. I think that's probably what's happening. Anyway, all right, guys. Have a great day. I'll probably see you all later at some point, but if not, enjoy your Friday. Happy Valentine's Day if I don't see you tomorrow.
Daily 582 says, "Yay, it's definitely possible to switch. My phone switches to Starlink if I don't turn Wi-Fi off."
Yeah, that's what you have to do. Exactly. Like I wasn't switching automatically back and forth, but that's why, because I wasn't turning the Starlink off or the Wi-Fi off. So yeah, that's the thing. So that's good. I'm glad. It just doesn't do it automatically. I think there is software or applications or whatever out there that might make that possible. So I'm going to look into that because it'd be great if it would do it automatically and it would just kind of like revert to cellular when it needed to. I think that would be fantastic. But anyway. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
582 says, "Good test."
Yeah. I'm glad that worked. All right, I'm going to end the stream now. Got to get in there. Probably hang out at the bakery for a few hours. But maybe take a few pictures. I think I'll use my donut pictures for my Valentine's Day thumbnail. Yeah. All right, guys. Stop you from listening to me talk to myself. I'll talk to you all later. Have a great day. See ya. Bye.